Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Momentum Monday. So I want to tell you, I was having a conversation with a friend the other day, talking about, our weekend and what we had done. And that particular weekend, I had had a lot of white space time, that time to yourself where your mind can wander. And I came up with some pretty creative ideas on a project that, I had been working towards, or an ongoing project. And when I told my friend, his response was, "Man, do you ever turn it off?" And my short answer is no, it never turns off. I don't know why, but it just doesn't. So it really got me thinking, though, as he asked me this question, am I a workaholic? Like, by definition, am I technically a workaholic? So I went out and I started doing research. So what is a workaholic? And there's a couple things that define workaholics. And one of them is that, they work longer hours than their colleagues. Another one is that they have a difficult time turning it off. They actually feel guilty when they try to turn it off. That their body feels unwell. And then also that they, people tie their worth to their success at work. That one stung a little bit. So I say that often, but I think my definition of that is a little bit different than what we're talking about in terms of workaholism. So another really interesting article I found was from the Harvard Business Review, and it talked about what is the difference between a workaholic and working long hours. And I loved one of the stories that was detailed, talked about a woman who was a professional in business, and she worked long hours, but then when she went home, she was a mother to children, so had to do the mom thing when she walked in the door, but then she often got back on her computer and worked a few more hours after her children went to bed. And although she experienced a very healthy relationship with work, she was able to turn it off and spend time with family when it was time to be with family. So it got me thinking, you can work hard, you can be dedicated and not be able to, not want to turn it off, if you will, and still have a healthy balance. So in all the articles that I reviewed and everything that I read, ultimately what it said was when workaholism is defined by when your body feels sick because of how much you work, or when you experience a mental lag like guilt or anxiety because you are unable to work. So in brief, I feel like I like to work long hours, but I am not a workaholic. Anyway, there are a few things. If you think maybe you are a workaholic, it's important that you set healthy boundaries. It's very important that you take it seriously and learn to turn it off. Things like meditation, and exercise are great for that, but I wanted to share that with you today. I hope you found this valuable. Have a great week, great Monday, and I'll see you guys next week.